Hello again. Sort you out there. Back with part 2. So starting off this section with some Freak Brothers. There's number 0. Even the undergrounds were screwing shit up with 0 issues. Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. This will be number 1. And I believe this is rip-off press stuff. Number 2. Number 3. These were just great stories. Again, you know, because these hold a special kind of feel for me, because when I first discovered Undergrounds, it was through Freak Brothers for sure. So, you know, knowing comics up to that point, which me and my brother maybe have read, like Archie and Casper and all these kind of Disney-ish things, and then my brother getting into a little bit of Marvel and Spider-Man and stuff, when I saw that there was also comics about these guys smoking dope all day and standing in welfare lines like this, and these ridiculously funny stories of these just freaks, really appealed to me. And once I kind of started in this and did some more digging and looked at more rip-off press stuff, discovered slowly and slowly more and more artists, and this was kind of my draw for quite a few years. Number 5. One of these was also misprinted. I think it might have been this one. There's one of them that has 2 covers on it for some reason. There's Knockabout Comics, so this would have been one that I got in England as well. So that's number 6. There's number 7. Number 8, which was, I think this is the beginning of a 3-part storyline. The Idiots Abroad, where they kind of travel around the world. It's part 2, number 9. And it's part 3, number 10. And then here is number 11. Maybe, I don't know, because now I'm on 13 here. Anyway, whatever. Number 13 right there. So there you go, Freak Brothers. More Jim Woodring. Todd Browning's movie Freaks, based on a short story. I actually just got a collection of Best Noir of the Century at my bookstore. It's 700 pages, whole bunch of short stories. The first one in it is from the early to mid 20s, and it's the original short story that Todd Browning's Freaks was based off of. So here's Jim Woodring's take on it from Monster Comics. It's number 1, number 2, number 3, and then number 4. J.R. Williams' Funhouse. Speaking of Johnny Ryan, this is kind of, I don't know, I'd call him Johnny Ryan's closest relative. Similar kind of things. Very immature, very violent. And yeah, there you go. So this is a collection of comic strips, mini comics, sketchbook drawings, and unfinished masterpieces from Starhead Comics. J.R. Williams' Funhouse. Rip-Off Press presents Underground Classics. God knows. Underground Classics, The 40-Year-Old Hippie. More Ted Richards. Anus-clenching adventure with Harold Head. More Last Gasp. Really, really great cover there. So here's Hep. I believe this is Canadian, and this would be Mark. I'm pretty sure this is Mark Bell on the front. I think in my first Cube video, I talked about Mark Bell, the collection that I had called Pure Pajamas, and there was one other collection too, I think. Title escapes me. I can't quite see it from where I'm sitting either. So yeah, I don't think it's just him in this one. But yeah, there you go. Hickey #2. I want to say that this is more Canadian stuff as well. I'm going to put that aside and have a look at that a bit later. And Hoax #4. Again, I haven't looked through these for a long time. I have a feeling both of these are Canadian. Put that one aside for myself too. Homegrown Funnies, Kitchen Sink, more Robert Crumb. And our Crumb classic. So this would for sure be a reprint. And some more Woodring. This is the series, this Jim. It started out as a magazine-sized book, and a lot of his art was based on his dreams and kind of surreal visions and things. So, character Frank on the cover there. But as with the other ones, shorter stories collected into a little magazine-sized format. This is Volume 2, #2 of Jim. Volume 2, #3. Fantagraphics. There's some good collections of Jim Woodring stuff too out there through Fantagraphics if you're interested. Hardcover books. Something called Meef Comics. Can't tell you much about this one. Don't really remember. Women's Comics present Men Ripoff Press. So a collection of female underground cartoonists. Mr. Natural reprint. Joe Coleman, Mystery of Wolverine Woobait. More Crumb, Mystic Funnies. And J.Z. Lynch, Nard and Pat. Maybe in a little closer there. Homemade tripod, working wonders. Nard and Pat, Kitchen Sink, not quite dead. Gilbert Shelton again from Freak Brothers, a newer series that he had. Only one that I have of that. I don't remember liking it at all. Occult Laugh Parade. Satanic Romance, Psychic Commands, Esoteric Tips. Hypnotic, Authentic, and Magical. People's Comics. More Crumb reprints. Planet of the Geeks. Pulp Horror. A little bit of 3D action. Rat Fink 3D. Ed Big Daddy Roth. And another one, Rat Fink Comics. Ripoff Press did a series, short stories, focusing on some of their stable of artists. So Wonder Warthog, Freak Brothers, Mom Squad, Dealer McDope, Doorman Doggy, and something Griffith Observatory, Bill Griffith. So there's #4. It's #5. #6. #7. #8. #9. Oop. 10. I'm a big fan of a band called the Melvins. They starred in their own comic. I think it was a couple of issues. This is the only one that I have. Rock and Roll High School, featuring the Melvins. Something I remember from my childhood watching on TV, Rock and Rule. This also has, so this is from Marvel, articles, interviews, and artwork from the movie. I remember, I love it. I remember there was this, there was Cosmic Christmas, Devil and Daniel Mouse. A guy like DaCosta might know these as well. from was it Nelvana? Yeah, it says right there Nelvana, which I believe was a Canadian company. And they did these specials. Like I said, that I just remember from my youth. Every year they were on, especially like Cosmic Christmas. Every Christmas we'd watch that one. Great, great stuff. Roland, Days of Wrath. This is newer for sure. This is Gabriel Bond, Fabio Moon. Sake Jock, comics from today's Japanese underground. San Francisco comic book. And leaving off with something called Scatterbrain. Again with more Jim Woodring in it. So there you go, there's the end of part 2. I do have some more actually. Maybe I'll just stop you right here and I'll set up for part 3, which will be some Peter Bagg and then a few other last bits.